The detail leader, or DL, and second team member, or STM, will line up on the curbside with their backs towards the gravesite side by side. The DL will always be formed up on the left side with the STM on the right. The hearse will be stopped 10 steps from the DL and STM's position. The DL and STM will move to ceremonial at ease in unison. Both team members will stay at ceremonial at ease, but in a relaxed state. When the hearse is 100 meters out, the DL and STM will assume the position of attention simultaneously. If necessary, the DL will motion the hearse forward or back to ensure it's in the correct position. When the hearse is in their peripheral vision, the DL and the STM will present arms in unison. Both soldiers hold their salutes until the hearse has come to a complete stop. The DL and STM will order arms in unison and will remain at attention. The DL and STM will march up to the vehicle with the DL on the driver's side of the vehicle and the STM on the passenger side of the vehicle. Both soldiers will come to an automatic marked time next to the doors of the hearse. The DL and STM will halt and conduct a 4-count turn-in facing movement toward the vehicle. The DL will conduct a non-exaggerated signal, and the two will bend at the waist to secure the flag and the remains. The DL will secure the remains, ensuring that the name is facing out as the urn is carried. The STM will secure the flag with the point facing him and the tucked side facing up. Both team members will rise to a modified position of attention, holding the flag and remains centered on the body at waist level. After the two soldiers have come to attention, the DL will conduct a non-exaggerated signal, and the two soldiers will face toward the rear of the hearse and automatically step off. The DL will follow the STM to the gravesite. The DL will march to the urn stand, centered on the family side, at an automatically marked time. The DL and STM will halt and automatically face in using the 4-count turn-in. The DL will bend at the waist and place the remains on the urn stand, name facing the family, and resume the position of attention. The STM will bend at the waist and lean the tip of the folded flag on the container, holding the remains, and resume the position of attention. The DL and STM will automatically face the opposite of each other and march into position. The DL will march into position at the head, facing the family at a 45-degree angle. The STM will march to the bugle, 45 degrees off the foot of the grave, 10 to 15 steps away, in full view of the family as terrain dictates. At the conclusion of the committal service, the DL will present arms. Once the bugler sees the salute from the DL, he will begin to sound taps. Upon the completion of taps, the DL will hold the salute for 5 seconds, and they will order arms together. The movement will be executed off the DL's movement. The bugler will ensure the bugle is turned off while placing it in its case, then will move towards the foot of the urn. After taps, the DL will order arms, execute a half right or half left face, facing the foot end. The DL will step to the center of the urn stand when the STM reaches the opposite corner of the DL. The STM will march to the center of the urn stand, halt, and face. After the STM halts, he will automatically left or right face to secure the flag. The DL will time his movement with the STM. Once the STM has secured the flag, he will move to the DL's position. The STM will rotate the flag counterclockwise so the tucked end is facing the DL. The DL will untuck the flag and secure the white stripe. The STM and DL will properly unfold the flag. The first 2 folds are performed with the right hand. The next 2 folds are with the left hand. You will repeat this sequence until the last 3 folds, which will be with the left hand. After the wrist roll from the DL, they will open the flag. Once the flag is completely unfolded, the DL and STM will without hesitation begin to fold the flag. The DL will conduct a wrist roll and the first lengthwise fold will be made. Both soldiers will bring their right and left hands up to meet in the middle, bringing the flag to a vertical position. Soldiers will ensure the flag does not touch the urn. The DL will set the border by placing the top grommet with the red stripe below the bottom grommet with the blue field. The STM may also offset the border of the flag on his side as well. After their hands come together, the DL will conduct a wrist roll. The DL's right hand and the STM's left hand will slide to the bottom of the flag in unison. The DL will conduct a wrist roll and the two soldiers will turn the flag to a horizontal position. The DL will conduct a wrist roll and the second lengthwise fold will be made. Both soldiers will bring their right and left hands up to meet in the middle, bringing the flag to a vertical position. After their hands come together, the DL will conduct a wrist roll and stuff the guts. The detail will slide to the bottom of the flag. The DL will conduct a wrist roll and the detail will turn the flag to a horizontal position. The STM will begin to fold the flag. The tip of the 8th fold will be positioned in the blue field and not past the first star. This will allow for the proper amount of excess material to be tucked into the flag after the 13 folds. After the 10th fold, the STM will ensure that he covers the red corner at his right hand with the bottom layer of blue fabric. After the 11th fold, the STM will push the red fabric into the fold with his left hand and close the blue fabric down over the pushed in red fabric. He will pinch the fabric down during the 11th fold to keep it in place. The STM will bring the flag up to his chest and press the flag left hand over right. The DL will look at the flag to ensure that there is no red showing at the corners. If the flag needs to be corrected, the DL will continue to look at the corner that needs improvement until the problem is fixed by the STM. Once the flag is presentable, the DL will look into the eyes of the STM. Even if the flag is presentable, the STM will move his hands over the left and right corners of the flag, giving the appearance of fixing both corners before lowering the flag. Once the flag is presentable, the STM will lower the flag by grasping it by the horns, and the STM will render a 9-second count salute. At the conclusion of the salute, the DL will swiftly pull the flag into his stomach. The STM automatically marches back to transportation. The STM will keep arms pinned to his sides when marching undercover. The DL will kneel down, stepping back with the right foot in front of the next of kin without placing his knee on the ground, and give the presentation speech. On behalf of the President of the United States, the United States Army, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service. After the presentation speech, the DL returns to the position of attention and renders a 9-second count salute. The DL will look straight ahead and never look at the next of kin while saluting the flag. After the salute, the DL will face and march in the direction of the family car by the easiest route, stop and post near the family car until the mourners depart. He may stand at parade rest until the person carrying the flag approaches. As the colors approach at 6 steps, the DL will come to the position of attention, and he will present arms. He will order arms once the colors have passed 6 steps away. The DL will ensure that the bugle is retrieved prior to departure. The DL will march back to transportation and conduct final inspections before leaving the cemetery.